Willie D Live.
What's up, family? China has a message for Israel. Check it out.
I want to tell the Israeli government and the Israeli leaders that the moment Israel uses a nuclear warhead against any other country, including against Iran, it will be the demise of Israel as a country, as a state.
I guess China has a what's good for the goose is good for the gander mentality. This is bad, fam. This is bad. But you knew it was coming, right? China really has no choice but to jump in the mix if it go down like that. Because China has to say to themselves, if they can do that to one country, they can do it to another. And at what point do we actually stop? At what point do we actually get in the middle of it? If they get away with doing it to Iran, what's going to stop them from doing it to Afghanistan, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan? They're still dropping bombs on Pakistan right now. And nothing's being done about that. I guess Pakistan is not close enough allies for China. But China is protecting its economic interest with providing shield for Iran. So they're doing the same thing that allied countries have been doing for centuries. I do not understand how we can just be okay with what's going on. Many of us, not everybody, but a lot of us, we're kind of okay with it. I've been on social media a lot lately, and I've been in the comment section just trying to get a feel for where people stand. And there's so many people out there, fam. I hope it's not the majority, but there's a lot of people out there who have no idea of how dangerous of a situation this is that we're in. And I think that comes from the false sense of security that we have as Americans. We never experienced bombs dropping over our heads. We see things like that happening to other countries, not the US. So we tend to believe that we are untouchable. The United States has only been a superpower for about 70 years, since World War II, right? United States is like the youngest superpower out of all of the countries. The United States is only 250 years old. China is 5,000 years old. So to think that we have, some type of unstoppable force within this government, it's a fallacy. It's not, it's make-believe. This is how kingdoms are destroyed. Arrogance, underestimating their enemy, resting on laurels, thinking that because things have been okay and we've been getting by doing it this way, that we can continue to do it the exact way forever. That play always plays out because eventually the enemy knows your playbook and they know it well. They know exactly what you're gonna do before you even do it. And the US has been running the same play for a long time. I mean, a long time. You already know what it's gonna look like. Thank God for the internet. Thank God for social media, because otherwise we'd all be still in the dark because ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox News, MSNBC, they are not going to tell us the truth. They've always been in cahoots with the government, to spin a narrative. So we can't trust mainstream media. They are, they're probably a bigger enemy than our so-called sworn. In fact, they are. Now that I think about it. If you think about all of the stuff that they put out there, all of the misinformation, the way that they try to program us to think this way or that way. Remember what happened with Facebook? where Facebook was accused of manipulating the voters into voting one way. You remember that? Yeah. So the media has a lot of influence. And this is the reason why a lot of things are the way it is. People underestimate the power of the media. This is why it's so important for us to have some ownership in media so that we can control our own narrative and not just sit back and let other people define who we are and what we should buy, what we should drink, what we should think, what we should wear, what we should care about. Because the media is that good. The media is so good. The media can make you start caring about something you never thought had value. The media can make you want to promote something that you was totally against the day before. Yeah, the media is really, really good and wicked. So when you're consuming media, you have to consume it with a grain of salt. And you have to learn to compartmentalize the information that you receive from the media, because the media has an agenda. And that agenda is control, because as long as they can control the people, they can get whatever they want out of them. And the number one thing they want out of them is not your money. The number one thing they want out of you is compliance. Compliance at the behest of the government. Yeah. So this is a really dark time in history, because all it's going to take is one person to defy, a threat, an imminent threat. All it's going to take is one individual to defy an imminent threat. And it's a wrap. It's a wrap. So imagine the US and China getting into it. If China goes at Israel, then the US has to respond, right? So imagine the US and China getting into it. And at some point, one of them are going to have to decide that, do I use this big red button? Do I punt? Do I push it? Or do we keep using these weapons over here that, they're effective? They're taking out a lot of people, but you know what? I just push this one right here to be over. Some people don't care if they take out everybody and include themselves, especially if they think they're out of here, they think they're going to die. They don't care if everybody dies. This is the problem with having a maniac with the codes to them things. You do what I'm saying? This dude got the codes to the nukes. That's a big problem. So all of that stuff might work when a person just running their mouth and you just want to hear somebody talk slick. That might work. But when you start talking about conflict and war, you need somebody that is easy, that has a level temperament. You need somebody who has excellent conflict resolution skills and communication skills. And I know for a fact none of y'all really believes that Donald J. Trump possessed those attributes. But what say you, fam? Drop a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. No more talk.